Before I discuss our self-testing service that we implement at our clinic, I would like to walk you through the timeline of HIV self-testing in Thailand. Starting in 2019, the Thai FDA has approved a home-based, home-use HIV self-test kit to be available to be sold anywhere in Thailand. But it took 2 years for us to have the first product available, and a year later we have the second product, that's oral fluid, follow. And in that year, in 2022, we have the first national guideline on HIV self-test. In October 2023, we finally have the National Health Security Office endorse HIV self-testing as under the universal health coverage. That means all Thais are able to receive HIV self-test kits for free every day. Don't know why, every day. But as of now, we have 4 products available in the market, 3 blood-based and 1 oral fluid. And for those who don't know Krittaporn Termvanich Clinic, so I would like to give you a little bit of context of where this service is being implemented. Many of you probably have heard of Tangerine because it's very famous, and it was established in 2015, so almost 9 years ago. And it's the first transgender-specific health center in Thailand. And Krittaporn was later established in 2020, and together in the same facility, it has become Krittaporn Termvanich Clinic, a one-stop sexual health clinic for all. And we decided using clients' needs as a center of everything, hoping that it would be a safe space for them to receive the service without stigma and discrimination. And the service can be delivered very quickly because we have in-house laboratory as well. And our service just range from testing, treatment, prevention for HIV, STI. At Tangerine, we also offer the gender-affirming care services. But today we would like to focus on telehealth and telemedicine, which is a main platform that we use for HIV self-testing. So HIV self-testing services at our clinic, there are 3 forms. The first one was the free distribution, expecting the result to be returned. And we received these kits, Insti kits from USAID APACC program starting in May 2022. We also have another 3 products available for purchase if our clients prefer. But under universal health coverage, we only have 1 product, which is Check Now. And I will talk a little bit more about that later. So we use status neutral approach to provide the high quality care to engage and remain our clients in services regardless their HIV status. Demand creation was implemented on our social media platform, but the service has been simplified to deliver HIV self-test kits to those who are interested. If they return non-reactive result, then they will be offered with PrEP, and that includes restart and continuation of PrEP as well. And if the results show reactive, then we will encourage them to have confirmatory testing on site in order to receive same-day ART and then later achieve the U=U status. And one might question that if you could really use HIV self-test result to receive PrEP services. So in 2022, I believe WHO recommend that HIV self-test can be an additional testing choice to PrEP user when starting, restarting, continuing PrEP, which may be preferred convenience, privacy, and self-management care to those. So HIV self-test, to start PrEP using HIV self-testing at the clinic, the clients can place an order for HIV self-test, and we also offer chlamydia and gonorrhea self-collection kits for them to collect the samples sent to us later. If the client report HIV self-test negative, then they will receive 1 month worth of PrEP. Meanwhile, the samples, if they finish with their samples that they collect, we will send a rider to pick it up and then send it to our lab to process the testing. And if the chlamydia and gonorrhea are reactive, then we will refer them to the treatment. For follow-up, PrEP follow-up is not different from initiation, only the amount of PrEP that you will receive. So the result from May 2022 until March 2024, we have distributed 970 HIV self-test kits to 734 clients. And we found that 36.5% of our clients never received HIV testing before in their life. And I think this number also similar in Vietnam and other countries, about 1/3. And if we look at the population, men who have sex with men and trans women, of course, are the majority of our clients. But it's very interesting to see 17% of cisgender women that are ordering HIV self-test as well. And age group of our clients are much younger than our clinic. By 32% are younger than 25 years old, but the majority are between 25 to 34. So of those 734 that received the HIV self-test kits, 510 of them, or about 69%, report their result back, which is not too bad, almost 70%. And then 33 of them reported reactive, so that's about 6.5%. And 75 of them received confirmatory testing, and 76 of them confirmed positive, and all of them received treatment. So the prevalence here is at 4.5%. We were reported, one seroconverter case was reported, but they are not among the PrEP clients. But we haven't received any report about missed acute infection so far. And for those who report non-reactive result, 40% of them accepted PrEP services, and about 53% initiated PrEP. And if we look closer here for the PrEP services, because people always wonders if you initiated or start PrEP so easily online, you might not come back for follow-up. Well, but then we see that those who use HIV self-test resort to initiated PrEP, 40.5% of them still follow up at the clinic, and 60% of them prefer online follow-up. And for PrEP continuation, 48% will be at the clinic and 51% is at the online. But lastly, the reinitiation of PrEP, majority prefers online platform to be follow-up. And then we want to look who are our clients who use HIV self-test resort to accept PrEP services. We found that majority are men who have sex with men, followed by trans women and cisgender women. And the age group, most of them are 25 to 34. Only 21% are younger than 25 years old, because this is a thing we cannot provide free PrEP using HIV self-test. So they have to be sold at some certain price, and our clients who are younger cannot afford it. And HIV self-test that bundled with chlamydia and gonorrhea self-sampling, there are not many of them receive these services, only 5.2%, because it's quite costly to accept this service. But 90% of those 5.2 return their samples, and we found 16.7% are reactive for chlamydia and gonorrhea, and all 100% of them receive treatment. So what we found from implementing this service for almost 2 years now is that HIV self-testing can be really effective to reach the different proportion of population, especially cisgender women. At the clinic, cisgender women is about 13%, but HIV self-testing can capture the demand at about 17 to 18%. And approximately, like I said earlier, that 1/3 of our clients never received HIV testing before, and the similar proportion were under the age of 25. And it's also successfully linked 48.8% of those who tested non-reactive to PrEP services, and 52% of them, it bring new PrEP clients to us. And 1/5 of PrEP clients are young, under the age of 25. So it can be an effective strategy, to engage younger population in an effort of HIV prevention. And where are we now in Thailand? These two are the vending machines that dispense HIV self-test. They're available. One was implemented by the Department of Disease Control, and the other one is by the community-led organizations. In the country that I have heard so far, there are 4 machines, but there are plans to expand it. It was launched during Valentine's Day this year, in the name of love. Yeah. And now, currently, the guideline, the fact that I mentioned earlier that we cannot provide free PrEP using HIV self-test results, because currently the guideline only allow laboratory-based HIV testing for PrEP reimbursement for initiation. And this is the HIV self-testing service under the universal health coverage. So what you need to do first is to download the application called Pao Tang, or means wallet in Thai. And it's actually provide electronic services like e-wallet, e-gold, or Go Wallet or something like that. And then most Thai have it. I think 40 million users for this application, because you can purchase lottery on this application. So Thai people download that. And then you select the health wallet, and then you can choose HIV self-testing services. And you choose the location where you want to get, and date and time to pick it up. Now, that is a problem. Why do they need to pick it up at the location? Because if they come to our clinic to pick it up, why don't they just have HIV testing at our lab, right? So it's almost good, it's almost there, but it lacks of understanding the client needs. They would prefer definitely home delivery. So before we implementing this, we have to add few more steps. The clients will be asked if they want to have it delivered to their home. They will be asked to pay a little bit more, and then we will send it home for them. But using this cannot link them to the PrEP that is under the universal health coverage. So that means they have to pay out of their pocket if they want to. Yeah. So to conclude, that means we need the PrEP guideline for the country needs to endorse HIV self-testing for PrEP initiation urgently, and also needs to provide reimbursement for telecounseling to enable the full, package for the service providers. And we already seen it's clear that HIV self-testing is better accepted by youth. So, but they don't know that it exists. They don't know where to get it. So it's also our job and the government job to create awareness and access to this demographic is very crucial. And also, it's not just to provide free HIV self-test kits, but you need to prepare the free shipping, available so that you can reach broader audience, and you can increase the uptake of HIV self-testing. And this is something I really want to emphasize. HIV self-testing is a choice. It's a service delivery choice. Like PrEP is a choice for prevention. So it's not to replace any traditional services or anything. And That is to say, I would like to end with the campaigns that we work with Love Yourself in Philippines. What works for you? So what works for our clients, they have the power to choose for their own health. Thank you.